We went public in COVID in April 2021. Company was worth about $28 billion. Went up to 40 billion for 6 months. We're all excited. Stock goes down from there literally every day for all of 22. We got to a floor of, I think, like $3.8 billion. We went from $115 a share to $9 a share. So you're running a business and the whole world is telling you your business is trash. Like what do you do? It's easy to go, look, we're down 92%, hang it up. Like, what are we going to do? Start getting reactive, defensive. Instead of that, what we ended up doing was going two things. One is the whole world doesn't like our shares. So if no one's going to buy our shares, why don't we just start buying our own shares? And so we kicked off a really successful buyback. The company at the bottom was worth $3.8 billion market cap, and we were generating over $1 billion of EBITDA. So you think about the cash flow to market cap, it was about 1/5 that we were generating every single year. Well, in theory, we could buy back 20% of the shares of the company just in the next year if we really believed in the path we were on. So we kicked that off, but we did it a little bit differently than what most companies do. Most companies go out and say, I'm going to buy shares from the public markets and just take shares back, but you don't know who's on the other side of that trade. On the other hand, we knew that we had a cap table where about 50% of the shares were going to sell at some point over the coming years. We had private equity investors that owned roughly 50% of the shares of the company alongside some other founders that were no longer there. So instead of going to the public, we went to the shareholders that we knew were going to sell and got them to agree to sell back to us over time. And so for the following 18 months, we ended up deploying somewhere around $6 billion of buybacks of our own capital, and we levered some to buy back shares in the company. And over time, that ended up creating somewhere in the neighborhood of $50-60 billion of actual proceeds from the buyback, one of the more successful buybacks in the history of companies.